This is my take on the Gecko 1/16 Universal Carrier Mark II with the Ford V8 engine kit. I lost an uncle in 1943 who was fighting in Tunisia. He was riding in the Universal Carrier when it hit a landmine. He was badly wounded and later died of sepsis. In my way, this kit is to honor him. His name was Cecil, and he's not forgotten. I started with the V8 engine. As I wasn't planning on putting it into the carrier, I wanted to put it on display on the outside. I enjoyed it. It was fun, and it looks pretty good as a display. I like to get the most tedious parts out of the way first, and usually that means the tracks. I have to say these were the most difficult tracks I've ever assembled. I have big hands, and each track was held together with two tiny pins that I could barely see, but they aren't bad looking. After the tracks were complete, I decided to jump into the main part of the kit. It assembled quite nicely. There was no problems with fit, not a lot of flash or things to have to sand out or annoying. I was worried in the bogies that the springs might break when I took them off the sprue, but that didn't happen. And they add a nice bit of detail to the kit. Not a lot to say about the assembly. The kit is nicely detailed in certain aspects. I pondered how to paint it and decided to go bits at a time, as it's an open unit, but some of the parts are going to be hidden and need to be painted, so you just can't flash over it with an air gun. The kit comes with some finely detailed weapons, but I had purchased the British Infantry weapons set from Gecko for an SAS Jeep that I built, so I used a lot of those. The radio, I've seen it painted in various different colors, so I picked the best I could. It's not supposed to be glued in there. I don't know why, but I glued it anyway. Time to build the outer walls for the carrier. I decided that the front part over top of the pedals and steering wheels, I was not going to glue on in case I wanted to pull off the front and show off the pedals and gears and other such things. I was a little disappointed in the kit that it didn't have instrument handles. I kind of flubbed those and painted them in with a fine brush and a lot of patience. Although some of it was hand painted, I did airbrush the final part, as it was much smoother. Then it was time to put the deck furniture on, adding machine guns, canteens, various other carry-ons. I made a Desert Rats decal with my inkjet printer and put the tracks on and did the final weathering as if it might look in a sandstorm. And there it is. I'm not a master, but I sure do enjoy the hobby, and I love to add things and play around with the kits and see what will come about. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and see you on the next kit.